na Spin Zoom In. It's our Thursday habit na naman kung saan ang mga Spin staff, we put sports personalities in the hot seat and ask them about the hot sports topics today and of course everything else under the sun. And for today, we don't have just one guest but two special guests in today's 2-for-1 episode ng Zoom In. My name again is Carlos Ramos. It's my pleasure to moderate the show alongside with my fellow editors and writers. But before ipakilala yung guest natin, pakilala muna natin yung mga panelists natin. It's a beautiful day for our basketball fans. Siyempre, kanina lang nanalo ang ating pambansang kuponan, ang Gilas Pilipinas. It's a moral victory pala for sobrang moral victory. Kala ko dahil sobrang dikit ng laban, kala ko nanalo na tayo kasi mukhang napatweet nga ako na it's a loss that felt like a win. But first, kunin mo natin ang thoughts ng ating mga kasama. First, Ruben Terrado, our lead correspondent. Sigurado, nanood to kanina ng Gilas Pilipinas against Serbia. Ben, gusto?
Good morning sa inyo. Ay, good afternoon pala. Talagang wala na tayo sa wisyo dahil
nagkapuyat-puyat tayo. Hindi na natin alam kung umaga.
Kulang sa tulog yung iba sa atin. Pero anyway, magandang hapon sa ating mga viewers. I'm sure masayang-masaya yung ating mga nanonood, no, dahil nga dun sa pinakita ng Gilas kanina umaga. So yun, pag-uusapan natin, sakto yung guest natin, no. I'm sure kung meron mang nas makakaalam sa Serbian basketball, itong ating bisita. So yun, mag-comment lang po kayo sa ating sa ating chat box diyan. Lalo na yung mga taga Belgrade, baka may mga nanonood sa atin, no? Share niyo naman yung experience niyo nung nanood kayo diyan sa Belgrade, no. So sali kayo sa discussion. Carl.
Thanks, Ben. Sir Jay, alam ko nagpadala ka pa ata ng story, hindi ka lang nanood pero nagtrabaho ka pa at that late night. So how's your energy so far?
Ito, kakagising. Kakagising lang, Carl. Anyway, it's a welcome development for Philippine basketball and Gilas Pilipinas in particular. Napakaganda nung game. As Coach Tab Baldwin said, we have our chances late, but unfortunately, yung breaks of the game didn't get our way. No? So, may isa pang laban mamaya against Dominican Republic and ayun, puyatan ulit mamaya. Thank you, Carl.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Idol Snow, kumusta? May energy ka pa ba? Kumusta ang panood mo kagabi? Idol? Nakamute ka? Idol, nakamute ka?
Legit na nakamute.
Tulog pa nga.
Tulog pa pala ako. No, anyway, yun. Masaya tayo po lahat dahil nga hindi man ho tayo nanalo. No? It was a very fulfilling game, no, para ho sa mga Filipinos dahil considering that, one of the top teams in the world, no, we nearly beat, no. But syempre, no, yan yung isa sa mga pag-uusapan natin. And how can this performance of Gilas propel them to a victory towards Dominican Republic, or do we need to expect a victory tonight, no, against the Dominican Republic team? We will find out now later with our guest who knows a lot about international basketball, particularly Serbia and of course other European countries. Now, we'll talk about that later. Carlo, thank you.
Thanks, Idol. And finally, our last panelist, itong panelist na to, sobrang, dahil proud, hindi lang tayo proud sa Gilas Pilipinas, proud din ako dito dahil alas 9 na ata natulog tong mamang to eh. So, dahil sa paghintay ng mga story at pag-up ng story, so proud din ako na ipakilala to. Sir Do, how's your 2 hours sleep?
Oo, kami nila Jerry, tsaka nila Randolph, kami yung team puyat. And naman, sabi nga ni Jerry, sulit naman. Sulit. And we'd like to know more about the game from one of the best coaching minds in the world and particularly in Asia now. So excited tayo, Kyle.
Yes, sir. And without further ado, let's welcome our guest. He's a former Gilas Pilipinas coach, the original Smart Gilas 1.0 coach, and now he's the mentor of Indonesia that's trying to upset the Philippines, and he'll give our thoughts about Gilas game against Serbia just a few hours ago. And let's now welcome our guest, Coach Rajko Toroman. Coach, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Did you were you able to watch this morning's game, Coach?
I couldn't watch, but I was following the online stats, and I was talking with some of my friends in Serbia, and you know, it's a big disappointment in Serbia with the result, despite the fact that Serbia won this game, but the way how they did was very tough, and that's my congratulations to the Gilas team, because if you remember 2 years ago on the World Cup, they lost the game against Serbia 60 points. Now they came with a young team and they give a hard time until the 2-3 minutes before the end of the game. It was a very, very close game. I was talking after Bahrain when I saw this team of Gilas in Bahrain on the second windows that that's a very talented and very athletic team, and you know, they prove it beating 2 times Korea on the third windows, and they prove now that you know, in the future they can be a very respectable team. Now you can say that Serbia was not playing in a best team. That of course Jokic and Bogdanovic didn't play because of Bogdanovic is still playing for Atlanta in a playoff in NBA. Jokic take a rest from the season. He was MVP. But also this Serbian team is very respectable team, and it's a big surprise that Philippines could match up with this kind of the team. They didn't play because of the injury. Also, MVP of the EuroLeague, Micic, they didn't play with Nemanja Bjelica, who is from Miami, and Nikola Kalinic, who play in Spain. But still, that's a great team. They have a lot of players from international experience, from Europe, from EuroLeague, and the result is amazing for the Philippines. I think one of the best results in our history of Gilas. You know, there is one, I think, against Croatia on the World Cup when Chot was coach, when it was overtime, if I remember enough. But this result with this not experienced player is amazing, something what all the Filipinos have to be proud of. This is a great result.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, we all know that Jokic is not there, Bogdan is not there. If you rate the Croatian team that faced Gilas this morning, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the Serbian team last night?
I think that this team of Serbia can win against this team of Croatia, you know, because in this team of Serbia, now in the team of Serbia is 2 NBA players. That's Boban Marjanovic from Dallas and Nemanja Bjelica. But you have MVP of EuroLeague. Maybe for you it's not that big, but to be MVP of EuroLeague with the best players from Europe and America is a great. That's Micic, who was playing for FS Pilsen. Then you have second best competition in Europe is Euro Cup, and Milos Teodosic, one of the best point guard in Europe, was MVP of Euro Cup. He was also playing for Clippers in 2 years in NBA. Then you have Ognjen Dobrić from Red Star and Dejan Davidovac from Red Star, who was playing EuroLeague. Abramovic is playing in Spain. You know, it's a very, very respectable team. And if you look the stats, I didn't watch the game, but if you look at the stats, efficiency of Serbia was 91 and efficiency of Philippines was 91, 89. You know, they were close in every stats, in every particular part of the game, rebounds, assists, shooting, everything. They were very, very, very close. And that's the things what can make proud all these Gilas and all Filipino, because it's totally different game than they were on the World Cup, because on the World Cup maybe Filipino have a better ranking player, but they didn't have a chemistry. Now they have a chemistry, they have a different type of the naturals player. Blach is by far better player than Kwame, but sometimes, the chemistry in the team is better with Kwame or something. But for me, it's a big surprise. I didn't expect that, and congratulations for the Gilas.
Yes.
Coach, I just have one question before I turn you over to the rest of our panelists. Coach, what was going through your mind when Gilas went up by one with over 3 minutes to go? Was it a bittersweet feeling for you? Of course, being a Serbian and facing against your former team.
I didn't expect that they will win, because the experience is on the side of Serbia.
Yeah.
The experience, the talent, even the talent is on the side of Serbia. These guys had 100 this kind of games, close game and the end. And this team of Philippines, they don't have one. That's first this kind of the game, and they don't have enough experience to close the game on the right way. But to be to the end of the game close and breathing on the neck of Serbia all the time, I think that it must be a lot of quality, a lot of talent, and a lot of athletic possibility. Even they were not over rebounding, and the Serbian team have Boban Marjanovic, who is 7'5" footer or whatever it is. Philippines was so competitive in this game.
Coach, when the Philippines was leading by one, were you praying for a Philippine victory at that moment, boss? Were you hoping?
You are asking me from two sons which I love more.
Yes.
That's the same. I am from Serbia. I am Serbian, but also, Gilas is, let's say, my baby. I was supporting the both teams. And I will be happy whoever won yesterday game. On one side because I was part of Gilas, and on the other side I was Serbian, and I want to support my country.
Yeah, that's
Coach,
why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking you that question.
I thought Snow was your friend. How come he puts you on the spot?
I didn't understand. How come?
How come? I thought Snow was your friend. How come he puts you on the spot?
He is putting me in big problems. With the question, and other questions. No.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the reason why I was asking you about that was because for one, I already know that your heart is torn between the two teams, right? It's like choosing two women at the same time, but you have to pick one. But nonetheless, you said you'd rather not answer. But coach, remember that the last time that the Philippines faced Serbia, Serbia was still the silver medalist in the, if I'm not mistaken, the silver medalist in the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, right? And then the Philippines were beaten by almost 60 points, if I'm not mistaken, in the last meeting, Serbia and the Philippines. But just last night, it was only like 5 points, if I'm not mistaken. So do you think, boss, the quality of the Serbian team from the last time we faced them was almost the same? Do you think, boss, the quality?
It's not, we cannot make some conclusions because it's a specific time now. I think that the Philippine team was a long time together. That's one of the reasons why they play like this. They are together and they are practicing all the time. Serbian team, they practice maybe 20, 25 days. Some of the guys like Teodosic, Micic, and Kalinic came 3 days before the game. I think that this team don't have enough practicing and enough chemistry, and that's the difference before the World Cup. I think World Cup when they play against each other, because for the World Cup the preparation were 1.5 months. Now the preparation were very short with the guy who jumped in. I think that 3 or 4 guys came from vacation, just 3 practices and play. But that's not excuse for Serbia. You know, Serbia is one of the best basketball country in the world, and Serbia have to prove each game with practicing or without practicing, with Bogdanovic or without Bogdanovic or with Jokic. You know, Serbia cannot allow this kind of the game what they had. It's a big disappointed, I said, in Serbia, you know, with the performance of the guys. But you know, sometimes they don't know too much about Philippine basketball. Also, you know, yesterday Philippines Gilas play without probably for me one of the best players in this national team of Gilas, Dwight Ramos, you know, who is a big part in the last 2-3 windows, big part of the Gilas. And you know, that's the different specific time, different time because of the corona, not too much practicing together, not too much chemistry in the Serbian team. And on the other side, I think that Gilas had a good preparation. They are a lot of time together. They are practicing together, and that's the different from before.
Coach, last questions from my end. So you're saying that if Dwight Ramos was present, playing last night, you think the Philippines could have given the Serbians a tougher competition? And apart from that, another question, boss, is you answer the question first. Dwight Ramos.
But you cannot say, you know, for sure that Gilas will beat Serbia with Dwight Ramos, but what is sure that Gilas miss him, you know. Maybe in the end the result will be the same with Ramos or without Ramos. But he is a big part of this team. He is a big support to the team, and I don't want to say that they will beat, but that he can help the team. You know, you never. The game is a live thing. You know, you cannot predict it everything. But with Ramos, they had a bigger chance to beat Serbia.
Okay, sir, when the Philippines led by 1 point and then the game was so close, no, till the very end, do you think the Serbians, your compatriots, your kababayans, somehow panicked during the game, boss? Because you know the Philippines were inching closer.
I said, you know, I don't think that they were panicked. They are in this situation. They have every week they have this kind of the game. A lot of players play in the EuroLeague and in NBA, and probably they was surprised with the level of playing of Gilas. You know, they were surprised, but I don't think they are panicking. It's more about that they don't have enough practice and chemistry than the panic. I think that this kind of the play experience with that level what they play now, all these guys. Let's say the big guy Petrushev came from Gonzaga. He was MVP of the Serbian League, of the Adriatic League. You know, all these guys are so experienced, so good. You know, and we cannot now say, hey, this team is not good. No, we will see in the next games, in the semifinal. We still don't know which Serbia, which team they will play, but it will be interesting game between Dominican Republic and Philippines for the second place for the semifinals. You know, I know how it is in the Philippines. You know, after this game, the expectations are so high, so big, so, you know,
Yeah.
enthusiastic. But, you know, Dominican Republic has a good team. And for me, it will be surprise if Gilas will win tonight game. They have a chance. I don't know if the Gilas try to protect it by Ramos for this game, because they know that it's deciding game for the second place and for the semifinal. But for me, it will be a very tough game, and if the Gilas lose, I will not be surprised, because Dominican Republic have a very good players.
Coach, my question is regarding Serbia. Do you think Serbia was able to scout the Philippines based on what you know?
I'm sure that they are scouting because, of course, they were watching the games from Manila, from the third windows. I'm sure they have three guys who are taking care about the scouting, and they are very professional, and I don't think that they will go to the game against Philippines that they are thinking, hey, we will beat these guys 50 points. We don't need the scouting. We don't know. No, they are not working like that. I think that they were scouting very well Philippines, but you know, sometimes scouting is one thing, the game is another thing. Sometimes you cannot do. Uh, uh, I don't think that they surprise. They surprise the Gilas surprise. They know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly against the team which they play. Scouting is very important for Serbian national team. They have three scouts, and they was well prepared for Philippines for sure.
So it's safe to say they didn't underestimate Gilas, right, Coach?
Sorry?
Safe to say Serbia didn't underestimate the Gilas, right?
I think that nobody you can underestimate because you know that's the game important for Serbia. You know, it's not it's important from which position you are coming from, first or second, because of the final game. Only one team is going for the Olympic Games. Every game is counting, and I don't think that the coaching staff was going easy in the game. Maybe the players, you know, the players sometimes. So we beat them 60 points, maybe some of the players, but coaching staff, I think they prepare well for the game, and they respect the Philippines, especially in the last few years. Philippines basketball is going very high, and I think that they are not thinking about easy game.
Coach, going to Dominican Republic, as far as you know, what can Gilas expect from Dominican Republic? What do you know about the team?
I don't know well Dominican Republic, but I think they have some of the players who play in South America. I don't know if they have some NBA players, but what I see in other groups, a lot of teams were coming with their best teams. You know, look, Canada. Canada is coming with 8-9 NBA players. Look, Brazil. Lithuania is coming with Valanciunas and Sabonis, two extremely good NBA players. For Croatia played Bojan Bogdanovic from Utah Jazz. I think all the teams are coming with the best because the gold is too big, you know. And also Dominican Republic, I didn't watch them against Serbia, but they told me that the game was tie, very tie until the last quarter. Just in the last 5-6 minutes, the Serbian take advantage of them and won the game. That means that that they have a quality. I don't know exactly who is playing, but I think that they deserve respect.
Thanks, Coach Jet.
Yes, Coach. Coach, good afternoon. Coach, you have your own battles with Coach Tab Baldwin before. How do you see him as a coach?
He is a very good coach, no doubt. That's he has experience. He is coaching a lot of national teams, New Zealand, Jordan, Lebanon, now the Philippines. He has experience in Asia, last 10, 12 years he is in Asia. And he is tactically excellent coach, and he's a good teacher. And, great coach. And I think that Gilas made a good option to hire and to sign with him for a little bit longer time, because only that can give the result. Short-term coach will not give any result, and I think Gilas is on the right way.
A follow-up question, Coach. Coach, do you think if you've been given, as you said, a longer time to prepare the Gilas program before, you think you will have this kind of success Gilas is having right now?
It was different time. We start with Gilas and we didn't know what we can expect it. We were searching through the collegiate championship, some of the players. It was a totally different time, but the way and the point is the same. I think that these guys are extremely talented, and they said that they are not professional, but I don't like this way of course they are not professional, they don't play in PBA, but all of them, they finished the collegiate and they are 22, 23 years old, and they are talented and they have quality. For me, if PBA made a national team and these guys play against them, there is no different. I think that these guys are talented, athletic, great shooters. They have a size like never before. You have Kai Soto, who is 7'2". You have Kwame, who is a great rebounder. And there is no difference between these guys and PBA players.
Coach, you think if you have Junmar Fajardo in the Smart Gilas before, would you be more successful as with the Gilas program?
Of course, we tried to bring Junmar Fajardo, but he was guiding by different guys and we couldn't reach him. We reached in some part of the time Greg Slaughter, but that's not. I think Junmar, of course, Junmar is a great player, one of the tallest in Philippines. What always Gilas miss. That's a size, and this is the reason why I think yes, Fajardo can be great impact in a Gilas team before.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem with your lineup before, Coach, is that you don't have a 7-footer, right, and a naturalized player.
It's not about 7-footer. It's about the good player. Marcus Douthit was giving us a lot. And he was a part of our team 2-3 years, and after that he continued to play for Gilas. It's not about, it's about a good, talented player who can feed the team, who can help the team, and who can help the other players to be better than they are usually.
Boss Jerry?
Coach, before I turn you over to Sir Dodo, let's ask some of our readers their questions. To our readers, if you have questions for Coach Rajko, just post them below. And one of the questions is from Angela Kizon on Facebook. Hi, Coach. What do you think of Gilas' composition? Is it sufficient given 2 months prior FIBA Asia and 2 years prior the World Cup?
You know, I think that this team needs 2-3 players from PBA, you know, just 2-3 to make them stronger. And I don't think that they have a 2 months preparation. I think that that they have a longer preparation. Maybe what I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that Tab Baldwin is thinking about 30 Ravenna and one more guy. I don't know him. And that will be great, you know, to make a better lineup. But they're on a preparation longer time for FIBA Asia Cup.
Thanks, Coach. Sir Do, before I ask more questions from the readers, would you like to add some questions?
Coach, when it comes to the how much of if you're going to the FIBA Asia in August, this is a theoretical question. How much of the current Gilas side would you change?
I will not change too much. You know, I think that that's the basic players what they have to bring to the FIBA Asia Cup. I said maybe 2-3 guys to be stronger, who will feed the team. Maybe not the best player, but the best guys who will feed the team. That's the more. Sometimes, you know, the chemistry is more important than individual quality of the player. And I think to find 2-3 guys who will help the team and the chemistry, and that's it. They are good. They are good and talented, and they will be successful.
Who are those, boss? Who are those? Who do you think? If you'll be asked for suggestions.
I don't know. You know, there is some young kids which I don't know, but for sure, 30 Ravenna, who is playing in Japan. You know, maybe one player on a position 4. You know, I don't know the name of the guy, and one guard, and that's it. That's it. You have 2 good point guards, Aspirations and number 27. You know, you have Dwight, Ramos, and I will go for the 30 Ravenna, one position 4, and one combo guard. But 30 can play.
What about Calvin Abueva, boss? Calvin, you think Calvin can still squeeze in?
Who?
Calvin Abueva.
I am not a big fan of Calvin, just because of the. He is a good player, no doubt, but there is a difference between international and domestic competition. He is undersized for every position what he is playing, 4, 3. You know, he is a great rebounder in a domestic competition, but internationally, he is not a great shooter. He has a heart. He will shoot some threes, but I think internationally that he will not be that effective like in a domestic competition.
Coach, let's shift topic and let's focus on your Indonesian team at the moment. During the third window in Clark, Lester Prosper had spilled some beans on social media about him being dumped by something like that. Is that accurate, Coach? That Lester Prosper is on the way out?
That's not true. First of all, maybe he was a little bit hurt
Yes.
that we brought one new American player, you know. But we told him and the new player that you know, they are fighting for the position in the team. We'll see at the end of the day who will be better option for us. That means that Lester Prosper is 1.5 years with us, and he will stay until FIBA Asia, and you know, maybe also for the SEA Games and everything. That means that he was taking a little bit personal this guy, but you know, that's all about business. You know, it's all about who can help the team, or if this guy will help us more than Leicester, we will decide it for the other guy. Secondly, in a case of injury, one of them, you know, we have option. We cannot stay without option because we don't have any respectable Indonesian big guy who can help the team, and that's very simply, you know, we didn't send him out of the team. He's practicing, and I think that the competition between two will help the both, you know, to develop themselves if they're playing one-on-one on the practice, and we don't have any problem. Maybe he was taking too much personal, but we don't have any problem, and everything is fine, and the situation is very clear for everybody.
Mm. Aside from Leicester, coach, you have a couple of good upcoming Indonesian players, some American Indonesian players, coach. Your team is looking good.
But you know, let's say against Gilas, our best player, Brandon Javata didn't play. He had a surgery in April, I think, on his back, and he's still not ready. He started with the practicing, but not with the contact. And we expected that he will join us mid of July for full practice, and we miss point guard Hardianos. He played first game against Korea, but second game, because of the small injury, he didn't play. With these two guys, we can be very respectable team, especially on a position 4. We didn't have too much from our players, Indonesian players who are playing in Windows. And Brandon supposed to be on every game on 20 points and 6-7 rebounds, you know, against Thailand in Bahrain. He had 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. You know, it's a big help for the team, and the team, and his energy on the practice and on the game give us a lot. You know, with Brandon, we are looking a little bit differently.
Wow.
Coach, I have a question about the naturalization process in Indonesia. It seems like the process there is quite fast compared to the Philippines. Could you tell us how's the process with regards to naturalizing players there in Indonesia?
You know, the process is very difficult here, and we try to speed up the process, but you know, it's a Corona time. We had a lot of problems. The guys who are handling the case got infected, one, two, third. You know, it's a lot of problems. We try to finish all this paperwork as soon as possible, but it's going tough. We'll see.
But coach, it seems like it's despite the problems. For example, Lester Prosper got his naturalization very fast. So why is that? How's the support of the federation with regards to naturalizing players?
We have support. You know, we have support from the. You know that Eric Trujillo is, you know, one of the main guy in Indonesian basketball. He is one of the main guy in the government, but there is some rules, what they have respect, and nobody can go out of the rules. We try to speed up a little bit all the procedure, but we have to go fully through the rules of the Indonesian law.
Coach, is Brandon Jawato going to play in the FIBA Asia Cup?
We hope. He started with the practicing. He was in the process of recovering last 2 months. He is on the practice, but he is just shooting the ball and work some fundamentals, but he's still not working with the other team in a 5-for-5 or some contacts. We want to escape that until 15th of July, and I think 15th of July he will join us in a full practice, you know, and I hope that he will play on FIBA Asia Cup.
And Coach, about Lester Prosper, did you get to talk to him about what he said in the media before about being replaced?
I didn't talk about that. I just explained him the situation, you know. I think that he has a nice opportunity, nice time here. He is 1.5 years with us, you know, and we don't have too much problem. I said, you know, maybe it was a little bit personal reaction. Maybe he was thinking differently, but we are okay now. We don't have any problem.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Coach, I know you have still practice at 2 p.m., but do you still have time for a few more questions?
I have time for one question, and then I have to leave because we are practicing out of Jakarta, and I have to. They are waiting for me.
It's okay.
Coach, I'll ask the last question, Coach. Since
Okay.
I'm the boss, I can ask the last question. A lot of Filipino basketball fans love you, and they always wonder. Sometimes in our comments pages, they always wonder, and they wish that the original Smart Gilas program was allowed to proceed, and they were saying maybe by now there would have been a lot more success in Philippine basketball had they allowed that original Gilas program to continue. Do you sometimes go back and feel what ifs about that program that you started back in 2011, Coach?
Well, you know, I think that this program, these players, everything is look like Gilas one.
Yes.
That's the point, you know. Of course, my feeling with the Gilas one, with the original Gilas, you know, is something special, and still I have a lot of memories and a lot of contacts with the players. What we are handling in that time, I think that was the biggest achievement when you find friends for your lifetime, you know, and I hope that the Gilas will continue on the way how we did until a certain time and produce as much as possible good players, you know, because only international exposure can make these players good, you know, and that's it. One thing is a PBA; it's a different way of playing, and one thing is international exposure. Okay, guys, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Coach,
Thank you,
See you next time.
Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you, Coach.
Okay, bye, 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 bye.
Appreciate it.
Yun, to our readers, that was Coach Rajko Toroman. Sobrang perfect niya to be asked those questions, being a Serbian coach and former Gilas Pilipinas coach. So, ang ganda yung mga insight niya about Gilas, and syempre, his current team, Indonesia. And hindi pa tayo tapos, meron pa tayong second part ng ating spin zoom in. So, to our readers, just stand by. mawawala lang kami saglit pero mamaya makikita niyo ulit. Ang mag-host na nun yung our youngest member ng team namin si Kate Reyes. So siya na muna ang panoorin niyo mamaya. At andun na nata si Ruben at si Sir Jerry, sila na magpapakilala ng guest natin for later. Just in a bit. So wag muna kayo mawala. Just stay for a while and mamaya tanong rin kayo ng mga questions niyo for our next guest. Maraming salamat.
Di kami nakikinig, Snow.
Ano pala yung mic ko? Pero mas konting muna tayo siguro, kwentuhan to sa yung sinabi ni Rajko, di ba?
Ano reflections mo doon, Snow?
Hindi, yung nagulat ako doon sa sinabi niya na dapat magpasok ng 3 PBA players. To think na yung sa Asian Games, kung matatandaan ninyo, di ba, yung nagkaroon ng problema yung laro nila dahil lumabas yung na-expose yung kawalan ng gelling team eh. Di ba siya yung coach doon eh, no? Gusto ko sana i-follow up yun. Kaya lang, halatang nagmamadali din talaga si Coach Rajko. Di ba? Pero ikaw, Boss Do, tingin mo, di ba? Do you think necessary yun? To think na ang dami pa rin namang nasa pool din ni Coach Tab eh. Hindi lang yan 12 na lumalaro na yan eh, di ba?
I think ako mas agree ako din sa sinabi ni, remember yung sinabi sa atin ni Coach Norman na
Norman, yes, tama.
If you're the Gilas coach like Tab is now, tapos if you'll given the chance to get PBA players, dapat may full commitment yan, hindi 2 weeks, hindi 3 weeks, hindi 4 weeks.
Hindi haw-shaw. Kumbaga, hindi haw-shaw.
Otherwise, masisira lang, especially with what's going on now. No? Tsaka, ang isa pang worry ko doon is, makakasabay pa ba yung mga PBA players sa mga college teams ngayon, di ba?
Oo.
Takbuhan, ano?
Iba yung laro. Parang larong France kumarin yung ginagawa nito mga to eh. Di ba? Yung larong college na pressure. Di ba?
Oo, di ba?
Siguro mga batang PBA players ng
Pero ikaw, Boss Jerry, tingin mo ba dapat padagdagan ng PBA player?
Ako, tingin ko pwede, but it depends on anong kind o anong type ng player. Ang tingin ni Tab is still lacking with the team, no? Kung tingin niya kulang pa talaga tayo ng outside shooters, baka pwede siyang tumingin among.
Pero ikaw, Boss, sa pananaw mo, ano pa yung kulang? Outside shooter talaga, no?
Outside shooter.
Kulang pa rin talaga ng consistency.
Kasi yung kagabi, may mga open shots talaga tayo, especially nung last 2 minutes, no? Open shots yung kina Justin Baltasar and si SJ yata yung Bilanggil yun, no?
Dalawa ni
Yan yung no? Boss, kung matatandaan.
Pero siyempre, mga bata pa yan eh, no? Mga bata.
Noong Tuesday, kung matatandaan niyo, yung binanggit ko, shooter ang kailangan pa rin talaga, no? Yung talagang isang deadly shooter, di ba?
Dapat yung tipong Snow.
Ay, malaking guard.
Yung sinasabi mo, Snow, is yung pag yan libre, 10 times, yung 7-8 times papasok niya. Ganun. Dapat, yun ang kailangan nila.
Yun yung tsaka yung isang malaking point guard, di ba? Sayang nawala si Dwight eh. Di ba? Kanina nga sinabi nila ni Rajko, may chance tayong talunin kung lumaro rin si Dwight eh, di ba? Di ba? So, may chance, hindi niya masabi, pero pwedeng may chance, sabi niya. So, ako naman, di ba? Kung bago siguro natin tingnan yung PBA, silipin muna natin yung pool pa ng Gilas dahil ang dami pang mga bata dyan eh, di ba?
So, mas malaking chance yun. Mas malaking chance na papasok yung 30.
Yung 30.
Papasok yung mga sila Edu.
Sila Aling, Bulanadi, di ba? Sila Aling.
Pero more than PBA players, I think mas malaki yung chance sila 30. Kasi sila 30, madali na ma-assimilate yan because of the years they spent with Coach Tab sa Ateneo, di ba? Pero alam mo, yung pinaka-agree ako din sa sinabi ni Rajko kanina, ni Coach Rajko, yung nung dumamang yung Gilas, I had the same feeling. Kung mga 1 point lang with 2 minutes left, di matatalunin yung Serbia kasi by then, magkikick-in na yung NBA experience. Diba? Ito yung kumbaga sa may mga tahid na tong mga to eh. Yung mga tahid na.
yung tinanong ko kay Rajko kanina, hindi niya kasi din napanood yung laro eh. No? Yung tinanong mo kung nagpanic nung lumamang, ako, I believe, nagpanic yung Serbia kanina, di ba? Kasi isang malaking sampal sa kanila kung tatalunin sila ng Pilipinas, pag-uusapan sa buong mundo yon. Kaya nga, kung mapansin mo, yung last place nila, di ba? Puro kay Boban na. Puro kay Boban na eh, di ba, Boss Do? Nag-alasan
na sila
eh. When the going gets tough, go to Boban, gano'n na nangyari kanina eh.
Hindi, tsaka yung sinasabi ni Tab, talagang open shots yung 5, last 5 yata, last 4 shots ng Gilas, and that's where yung inexperience nila came in. Yung kay SJ Bilangel, libre yun.
Open na open.
Yung kay Ange Kwame, libre yun. Diba? No? So, they had all the chances to win, no? Pero
yan din yung sinasabi din natin, boss, na if we're going to look at PBA players, yung experience talaga, no? Yung mga crunch time na ganyan. Kasi the game could have been ended differently kung yung may Poli kang point guard eh. Kaya lang dapat yung Poli mo, mga 3 buwan nag-i-ensayo dyan sa team na yan. Di ba?
Or sabihin mong, itong team na to, siguro kung mga 1 year of seasoning, tapos nandun sila sa sitwasyon kanina na 1 point lead o kaya trailing by 1 with 2 minutes left. May tulog yung Serbia doon. May tulog. Pero doon makikita mo eh. One is, sana kung hindi naman ganun kalayo yung disparity ng experience. Di ba, Jen? No? Makikita mo yung disparity talaga ng experience kasi yung mga ganun, mga libre, mga experienced players na veterano, hindi na masyadong bibitawan yung mga libre-libre dyan, no? Kasi nagpapanik yung defense ng Serbia. Kita ng mga pero sayang, manghihinayang ka talaga. But sabi nga ni Coach Rajko, di ba? Aside from that Croatian game, this is the first game ng Gilas team ng 2014 na World Cup, I think this is one of the biggest achievements ng Gilas program. And I very much agree. So
tamang piyesa na lang talaga to eh. No? Ang kailangan ng improve lang talaga dito boss is yung guard. One, doon umiikot yung natin eh. Yung movement ng bola natin eh. Andun yung stability na kailangan eh, di ba? And then siguro yung isang number 4 nga, tama si Rajko, no? Doon tayo kulang eh. Kasi pagdating kay Ange saka kay nagpapalitan ng pwesto, no? Napapagod.
Wala na kasi yung pagkatapos ni Kai Soto, ang next best big man na niya si Baltasar, di ba? Kaso si Baltasar, he's being trained to to play as a 3, di ba? Hindi naman nasa 4, di ba? Kasi kung 6'8 ka, 6'8, 6'9 ka nga naman, under Tab Baldwin system, mas ideal ka sa 13, di ba? But dahil sa kawalan ng tao, kawalan ng player pa, Baltasar is being forced to play as a 4, di ba? Halos 4 siya. Kasi wala nang kapalitan yung Kwame tsaka after it, di ba? Ando na yung Geo2, pero yung Geo2 halos di mo ginamit. Against Serbia, which is understandable if you're Tab, di ba? So siguro may siguro ako fully fit o di kaya mga 2015 version ni Junmar Fajardo, perfectly sa spot na yun.
Pwede.
Si Stan Hardinger, kaya lang problema mo.
Yun, may galing yun, no?
Gusto nga niya, naturalize kasi si Stan eh. Magna-naturalize ka eh. Pipili ka sa kanila ni Ay.
Oo nga. Yun ang problema pala. But, if you're talking strictly of players lang, na kung sino pwede sa PBA, perfect si Christian Standard.
Japet, pwede rin sana. Prime Japet, sir.
Hindi. Kasi
labas yung laro eh. Labas din yung laro ni Japet eh. Labas eh, di ba?
Pero at least meron siyang inside-outside game. Meron siyang inside and outside game si Japet. Lalo na ngayon, di ba, na nag-transform na nga siya into mas mautak na player, di ba, sir?
Pero kanina kasi ang kulang nila yung pantulak kay Boban kanina. Sagad na si Kwame, sagad na si Kai. Sa bigat siguro, no? Sa bigat, isipin mo, I can understand yung pagod ni Kwame tsaka ni Kai kasi ang bigat nung bigat
Alam
ng
mo kasi
buwan
mga
ng 7
alam mo, nakakakwento ko yung mga big men sa PBA, katulad sila Asi Taulaba. Tinatanong ko sila, how is it defending yung katulad ni Junmar Fajardo? Pag daw nag-impose kasi ng weight yung ganyang mga player, katulad yan sila Boban, no? Definitely, mas mabigat yan, no? 1 tonelada ata yan, eh. Di ba? Talagang mapapagod ka raw sa depensa, mawawala yung opensa mo. Kasi it's either, you have to choose between being a defender or an offense-minded big man, sabi niya. So, yun din yung nangyari, no? So, talagang kudos do sa dalawang big men natin, ano? For standing up against Boban. To think na yan, NBA caliber pa. Di ba, boss? Yun yung nakakabilib, eh. Di ba? So,
I stick to my na 1 year of seasoning, yung team na yun. If they had 1 year of seasoning behind them, naku, may tulog yung kanina. Ako, sabi ko, nung 1 lang, kakapusin to. Kasi ando na yung Chudesic, di ba? Diyan, no? Pinasok na yung Chudesic, namamamalo sa loob yung Boban. Tapos, libre yung mga tira, mga hindi pinapasok. Yun na yung yun na yung
alam kasi ng yan eh, no? Alam kasi boss ng Serbia yun na malaking boost para sa mga Filipino, especially pag tinalo sila, di ba? Yun nga lang ganitong close game, proud na yung mga Pilipino, paano pa pag tinalo sila? Tapos bukod doon, tama isang viewer natin eh. Nasa sports center na sana ngayon yung Gilas.
Oo, tama.
Talo natin sila kanina. Di ba?
Oo. But we have to take try ko. Ang dami niyang magagandang inputs and basahin niyo sa SPIN mamaya. Ang magagandang inputs si Rajko yan. He's spot on. Rajko yan. Di ba? Magaling magbasa ng sitwasyon.
Hindi niya kasi napanood. Yan ang problema eh. No? Kumbaga, hindi niya maintindihan yung gusto natin itanong kasi hindi niya napanood yung laro. Hindi inilabas sa Indonesia. Kasi baka sabihin niya, hindi nanood si Rajko, nasa Indonesia po kasi siya. So just like us, yung ibang regional games na hindi natin napapanood dito. Okay? So okay na tayo, boss, no?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Ayan. So si Boss Ruben parang galit sa atin, boss eh. Alam mo yung
trabaho na yan. Pinagawa ko na yung mga story eh.
Ayaw tayong pansinin eh. Ano yan eh, the story machine yan eh. Ongoing pa lang
iba yung sinasabi mo kay Ruben nung Martes eh. Tapos game, story machine. Binobola mo lang eh. Ginulat mo eh. Parang may ginagawa. Ginulat mo. Ngayon, nambobola ka pa. Story machine.
Hindi alam niyo naman si Boss Ruben, napakagaling na ano niya, na writer niya eh. Gusto niyo, tanungin ko ulit siya about sa national team sa mga player. Kaya niya sagutin po yan. Gusto niyo? Gusto niyo, boss?
Easy ako.
May mga nagko-comment dito na kung nasa atin daw sa Gilas Pilipinas daw si John Wick, baka tinalo natin.
Oo nga, classic yun.
Hindi napapagod.
Pero madagdag ko lang, may nag-comment pala kanina na tiga Belgrade, no? Ewan ko naabutan yun. Nung first part nung natin sa YouTube, may nagsabi na nasa Belgrade daw siya eh. So nakakatuwa na masaya sila eh sa result.
Oo nga eh, no?
Nandun sila sa Belgrade, pre.
Daming dami sa fans, yung sa stands. Yeah. Maraming Pilipino.
May nakabarangay Hinebra pa nga na.
Hindi ko napansin.
Galing.
Kasi itong survey, ito yung Yugoslavia dati, di ba?
Part of the old Yugoslavia, di ba?
Croatia and
Croatia, di ba?
So ganun katindi, at saka Serbia and Montenegro, parang ganun.
Yeah,
o ganun katindi, ganun na yung level niya, kung mga panahon nating nabuhay na maaga-aga, yung mga Russian countries, no?
Oo, yung mga panahon pa nila Dalipagic yun, di ba? Dalipagic, lahat ng mga gigs.
Pero boss, matanong na kita, since medyo, alam mo naman, marami ka na rin alam, no? Saan ba yung Project 1? Kasi di ba may Project 6, may Project 2, di ba? Saan yung Project 1, Boss Dodo?
Tumira ako sa Project 8 eh. Magka-kapitbahay kami ni Long Perez. Long Perez magka-ano kami, siya doon sa may taas. Doon pala ako sa taas, doon siya sa baba. Road 20. Pero never kong narinig yung Project 1. Saan ba yung Project 1?
Sa yung Project 1. Mas yun yung Project 1. Di ba?
Sige, Ramos. Taga Maynila talaga yan.
Sa Project 5. Sa yung Project 5. Di ba? Sige na. Salamat, Carlo. Paano na tayo?
Carl?
Sige, yun na. On behalf of our of our one-man production crew. Again, Jam Mariano and our spin staff. My name is Carlos Ocamos. It's been our pleasure to conduct this spin zoom in episode. Meron pa, hindi pa tapos ha. Abangan nyo ang ating second guest, si Coach TNT, part of the TNT coaching staff, si Coach Mau Belen, and si Kate Reyes ang magpapakilala sa kanya. So just stand by for readers, and kung may tanong kayo, just send them down below. Maraming salamat po at see you later. Maraming salamat.
Salamat.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game. For everything about life
Beyond the game.
Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
For everything about life
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game. Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game, visit spin.ph/life.
Spin.ph/life.
Bam.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in, and welcome to the second part of our Zoom In episode today. I'm Kate Reyes, and yes, it's my first time then here. Thank you so much, and I'm joined by our veterans, yung mga titos ko sa spin, si Sir Jerry and si Sir Ben. Ayan, and of course, let's all welcome our first ever female guest sa show na to. And also, your first ever female coach to be part of any PBA coaching staff, Coach Mau Belen. Hello. Ayan. Okay, so last March, si Coach Mau was invited by TNT head coach, mismo Coach Chot, to be officially part of the coaching staff. And now, she's with them, and she's been there with the team in the provincial training in Lawag last time. So, Coach, kamusta? How's it going?
Okay naman. Thank you, Kate, for having me. Thank you, Sir Ben, Sir Gerard. Salamat for having me. Okay naman. In the works, of course, you know. Hindi pa natin kita yung starting line pero syempre, nothing we can do about but to just train hard, work hard, and hopefully we can all play in the near future.
Okay. Coach, from March, ano na yung mga natutunan mo over time being with Coach Chot? Or how many months already? Ano na yung mga natagdag?
Kung alam ko lang na itatanong mo yan, kinuha ko sana yung mga notebook ko na na sobrang dami ng sulat. Di na magkasya nung una, yabang ko pa, yung maliit na square book lang yung dala ko, notebook. Pero umabot na ako sa totoong notebook na, and even pad paper. There's a lot of learning to do kasi even Coach Chot is learning. That's the good thing about it. Hindi lang siya master of the game itself. Talagang continuous yung learning niya. So kung may natututunan siya, then mas marami siyang matuturo at mapuput through sa team namin.
Okay, tama. Okay, Coach, simulan na lang natin yung for those who yung mga hindi alam, yung mga hindi naka-find out ng story mo back then, can you talk about how it all began, yung phone call with Coach Chot that changed everything?
Yeah. My most viewed story nung March by SPIN, by Kate Reyes. It was I will say an act of God talaga. I was about to leave the country, exploring my options in Dubai. Because of the pandemic, all of us has been hit by this. So, and then sports, parang ang layo niya tignan sa bansa natin. Parang nowhere near anytime soon magsa-start siya. So, there's a good news. Yung WNBL started. I was trying and hoping na sana makag-go in ako doon, but unfortunately didn't. So, to cut the long story short, I got a phone call by Coach Chot 9 days before my flight. And he offered me a job to join the Talk and Text coaching staff. I was out. Imagine I was out celebrating my despedida with some of my friends. And
sa labas, di ba? Tapos,
yes.
Bigla kang tumawag.
Yes. And pagkatapos ng tawag nun, di ko nasabi sa'yo, Kate, naghanap kami ng bar para makainom ng konti kasi I can't believe what I just heard that moment. Yeah. Of all the people, of all the coaches that I've known that are parang mas deserving in this position, I was really, really flattered and grateful that I was the one who got that call. So, grabe. Hanggang ngayon, pag binabalikan ko, just goosebumps, no?
Okay, Coach. Sir Ben, Sir Jerry, may mga questions. Si Sir Jerry yung unang nag-break ng story. Nag-follow up lang ako ng profile. Sir Jerry yung may connection
Actually, nakakwentuhan ko lang si Sir Gabby Cui. We were talking about something at that time, and then he suddenly told about me na, oy, may babae kaming bagong recruit as part of the coaching staff. Sabi niya, baka gusto mong gawan ng maikling story. Talaga, sabi ko, baka pwede mong send sa akin yung resume. And then, binigay niya nga sa akin. So sabi ko, eto, interesting story to. So sabi ko, break in muna namin, and si Kate na ang bahalang to follow up the story, no. Anyway, Coach, ano sabi sa iyo nung nung pinag-applyan mong ano sa Dubai, nagalit ba sa'yo na turn down lahat the last minute?
Honestly, ano naman, very fortunate pa rin kasi friend ko yun. Parang co-worker ko din before nung nagpunta na ako sa Dubai before. So, I was lucky. She was very understanding. And I don't think anyone of my friends would parang pipigilan ako, no? With this dream na talagang sobrang pinag-pray ko since the day I knew it was my dream.
Si Coach Chot ba, Coach Mau, matagal mo na siyang kakilala or you've worked with him before?
Class ata Coach Mau, no? Yan yun.
Yeah. As I've said with my interviews before, kilala ko siya pero hindi niya ako kilala. But yeah, he has this free coaching masterclass last August. He started that para ma-involve pa rin siya sa basketball for after several years na wala siya sa basketball and want to get to know some of the provincial coaches. Luckily, I was the top 16. Umabot ako sa top 16 you can't imagine 800 coaches, 1,000 coaches who applied for that masterclass. So, grabe, it was really, destiny, blessing in disguise.
And how do you see yung pagkaka-hire mo as assistant coach ng TNT? Would it be a trailblaze as far as women's coaching dito sa bansa?
One thing that I realized being in this position, maraming nagse-celebrate yung word na first female coach. But for me, it's more on a privilege and responsibility to be here. Hindi dapat matapos sa first. Dapat ma-open ko yung window or even the door for the second, the third, the fourth. So I'll have to make sure I perform well, I do my job at the best of my capacity, whatever is needed. Ganun naman tayo lagi, mga Pilipino, no? But then, you just have to make yourself known on the court, off the court, and gladly, with the respect that I'm getting from all the players and the coaching staff of TNT, I am able to do my job well. They're letting me speak up, coach talaga. As in, not lang sa paper, no? Not lang sa news na coach. Tapos yun pala, taga-dala lang ng bola, taga-bigay lang ng Gatorade. No, really, imagine coaching veterans like Jason Castro, Kelly Williams, Ryan Reyes. Imagine that. So just, yep.
Coach, kumbaga sa basketball, wina-warm up ka pa lang namin, no? Mamaya na yung ibang mga controversial questions.
Akala ko patapos na tayo.
Surugan mo na. Baka may question.
Coach, nagkaroon ka ba ng chance to ask Coach Chot na bakit ikaw ang napili niya? And if so, anong sabi niya?
Not really directly siguro. More of our conversation after that job offer was more of a thank you and grateful exchange of messages. I don't want to question it kasi baka magdalawang isip na siya, no? Parang, nga, no? Bakit nga ba si Mau? So, I didn't question it because siguro on the back of my head, I feel like I deserve it too. With the work that I'm doing na wala namang nakatingin and all. So I just keep on doing the work, studying, learning. Imagine during the pandemic, all I do is like attend seminars, learning, watching kung ano yung available basketball games that there are. So I feel like naramdaman niya yung passion ko din talaga sa basketball. That's why he chose me.
Mm-hmm. Ikaw ba, Coach, meron bang konting pressure din or parang you're just taking it as parang syempre trabaho rin to, so I guess parang normal lang sa'yo na you've been given a job and you just have to do it well, parang ganun ba? Or may pressure ba being the first woman nga to be part of a coaching staff, o wala lang sa'yo yun?
Yeah. of course, the first first few days, yun nga, as I've said, celebratory pa siya, no? Good feelings pa and everything. But then when reality strikes in, it's one hell of a job. You're not coaching. Sabi nila mahirap daw i-coach yung mga 7-year-old and under. 10-year-old and under. Hindi siguro, no? Mas madali yan kasi susunod lang yun sa'yo. Mas marami kang alam doon. But this one, you're getting inside the pool of brilliant coaches. We're talking about really small details that we need to pay attention to every training. Watching the tapes over and over again, even if it's just practice. How to correct shots and all of those jumps. So it's very technical, very grabe talaga, bitsy detail. And yes, the pressure is up, and I think it's a good pressure, not like the pressure na malamig na pawis, no, na bilog-bilog. So it's a good pressure, and it pushes you to excel more and to challenge me more to do my job better.
So far, kamusta yung mga players naman sa'yo? Like, meron ba dyan player na parang nagulat ka na, ay, yung mabait pala tong player na to, kala ko noon pasungit or parang ganon. Meron ka bang ganong moment?
Lahat naman, no? Lahat naman I was trying to syempre.
Coach Mau, reveal.
Name drop. Gusto ko pa yung trabaho ko. Joke lang. No, everyone naman, no? Of course, you see them in social media. When I watched before as a fan ng PBA, you've seen them as parang glorious. Grabe, alam mo? Parang yung balat nila siguro, porcelana, ganun. Kasi mga PBA player star talaga, no? But very down to earth. Very kind. Open to learning. That's what I love the most. Talaga. Imagine a 7-year veteran, Troy Rosario, and still listens. You know, it's just amazing. And he knows that he still have things to improve in his game. And like that, dahil ganon yung thinking ng mga veterans sa team namin, even, lalo na yung kids siguro, or like the rookies and the second year sophomores, lalo silang na-excite matuto. Because kung yung 10-year nga, 7-year veteran nga, may kailangan pa matutunan yung what more the rookies and sophomores. So, really a good experience.
It's a great experience for you, Coach, no? And congratulations.
Thank you.
Balik sa'yo, Tita Kate.
Salamat po, Tito Ben. Coach Mau, ang dami nagko-comment sa Facebook. Basahin ko lang. From Moily Rodriguez. Coach Mau Belen, part of the PBA history. What? Yun ang nilagay niya. Yun ang kinamit niya. Meron pa from Merch na Dayon. Wow, naging NBA na PBA. May coaching staff na. Yun ang kwento. Wow, Coach. Daming ba yung fans? Pero Coach, ito. Can you share this moment? Like, nung first time ka in-introduce ni Coach Chot sa team, what is it like? Paano yung environment and paano mo naramdaman, accepted ba kaagad ng players or meron bang moments of hesitation on their end but then it grew na lang over time?
First few practices, ano pa yan, dito pa kami sa Manila nun, sa Moro. So in groups pa kami. So, na-add ako sa different groups. So, different players din yung na-encounter ko. So, first training ko, I was introduced by Coach Josh Reyes sa group of players na kasama ko nun. So, it's not complete. But when nagpunta kami ng Ilocos, that's when I really had the chance to introduce myself and for the players to get to know me because ako naman, kilala ko naman sila. I mean, just going by their social media and just typing in Google, makikilala mo naman din sila. So, I had the chance to introduce myself. We had the chance to also bond. And alam mo yan, talagang makilala namin yung isa sa on and off the court. So, that bubble in Ilocos that really helps me more than siguro them getting to know me getting to know each and every one of them.
May player ba, Coach, ngayon na nakakabiruan mo na on that level?
Sobrang dami. Medyo kasama ko na nga sila Poyeram, sila Kid Montalvo, Troy Rosario sa paglalaro ng cards, no? I mean, NBA cards.
Mga coach, nagkakulit ka pala ng trading cards.
yeah, but they're extreme sila, mga master yung mga yan. So, yeah, mga ganong stuff, you know. Meron, hahanap ka ng common ground for you to connect. Kasi I am the newbie, no? Hindi sila yung mag-a-adjust sa akin, ako yung mag-a-adjust sa kanila.
Okay. Coach, from an outsider's point of view, what is it like being part of the TNT team? Anong unique sa tingin mo yung meron sa team nyo na hindi mo mahanap sa iba?
I couldn't parang comment sa iba, no, because I haven't been there. But na-prove lang yung point ko of how high caliber type of team yung TNT. How well respected they are. In their actions, in their words, on how they learn the game. Plus, first, of course, no, with the maestro Chot Reyes on top of all of us, na-prove lang lalo yung anong type ng team, yung sinasabi ng mga fans around the type of team at TNT has. So, yun, grabe, it's still, lalo yung tumaas yung respeto ko on the team, the management, the coaching staff. Kasi talagang they hold true to it, to that word, the respectable, most respectable team, no, in PBA.
Okay. Coach, ito, medyo backstory. Si Sir Ben yung laging nakatutok sa WNBL sa amin dito eh. Pero, Coach, di ba, nakwento mo before na there's this one team, hindi ko din papangalanan, pero there's this one team na in-applyan mo before, but then, nireject ka. Can you talk about that na, do you think, mas na-lead ka pa sa better path after that rejection?
Yes, of course, no? Whenever you had rejections, hindi naman din mag-expect ka ng something positive after. It's just that it means you have to work more on yourself para siguro next time positive response yung makuha mo. So, yeah, why not? I tried applying sa Parañaque Aces because taga Parañaque ako. The training is here. I've known some of the people that are playing also in Parañaque Aces. I've known the coach. I've been playing him. Naglalaro pa ako, coach na siya ng San Beda. But unfortunately, no, hindi nila pa kailangan ng additional. They have the core pa rin, the core coaches who played last WNBL season. So they're putting that intact. So it's all good. Still friends with those coaches, and yeah, I think one negative and then another positive is still always a good outcome, no?
Okay, make mga comments na naman, Coach. From Ina Wu, talk about representation. Go, Coach Mau, in comment. Meron pa, from Maria Hayashi. I love you, Ate Mau. Good luck. Dami mo supporters, Coach. Ito, may question tayo from Facebook rin, from Moy Lee Rodriguez. Coach, what are your current challenges and what are your early learnings or insights? Siguro first few months into the position, ano yung mga naponder natin, Coach?
Challenges siguro, first one would be parang sobrang dami pa ng thoughts sa utak ko, no? Na feeling ko sobrang dami kong kailangan i-accomplish in a span of 1 week training or 1 day training. But then, my co-coaches, very helpful talaga. Coach Bong Rabena, Coach Rendel de Ocampo, Coach Yuri Escueta. Parang they set me in place. Parang, Coach, relax ka lang. Isa-isa lang tayo. One day at a time.
Kalma lang.
One day at a time. Siguro, syempre, no, again, with the comment, it's a big representation. So, I'm afraid to parang hindi malagay yung self ko into that representation that everyone's looking at. So that's the biggest challenge for me. Up until now, there's still that. But medyo na tayo ngayon, calm and composed na tayo, just like the TNT team as always, no? And then, learnings and insight, again, I can show you to those who's asking, I can show you a snippets of my notebook. Yung mga learnings and insights ko, no? Every training, there's always, I do that since the beginning of my TNT stint, just to share. I have this notebook that I put a date and then what I learned on that day that I didn't know pa as a coach. I put that so when I go back 1 year from now, 1 year from now or 2 years from now, I can just say na, oh my goodness, I've grown so much because I've learned all of these things.
Tito Ben, Tito Jerry, baka may mga ano kayo dyan?
Ako, Coach Mau, follow up lang doon sa question ni Moily na your current challenges, no? Hindi ba medyo awkward on your part na alam natin you're a lady and you're working with a team na all men, no? Ako kasi I think nakausap ko si Coach Patrick Aquino about dealing naman, no, with women's team, no. So ikaw ano naman yung challenge on your part?
First, syempre, no, nung pinakilala ko ni Coach Josh, his words were like, treat Coach Mau as the way you treat us. We're all equal here. Whatever she says, it's something good for you, so do it, something like that. So, syempre, mapapansin mo, no, at first when you're trying to teach them and then guard them, parang, syempre, hindi sila pumupwersa or hindi sila masyadong mabigat kapag, kuwari, pinopostehan ka. But then, after a few trainings, I told them, no, it's okay. Kunwari, nag-workout din ako. I was built for this. No, pero nag-workout talaga ako. So, yun. After a few trainings, yun na. Napakananikelin pa ako. Nabigyan na ako ni, who's that guard namin? I think si Kib, na-swipe niya na ako sa gilid. And Ryan Reyes, you know, always the hardest working guy on the floor. Doesn't even bother kung sino nasa harapan niya and attacks me sa mga drills namin. So, awkward? I don't think so. As long as you put yourself in the court as confident as the way you're talking, I think okay naman. Hindi naman nila mafe-feel na parang, ay, babae pala to, ay, lalaki pala to. So, I'm glad na nalagay namin agad yun in the forefront na parang, yeah, basketball lang.
and Coach Mau, you think eto na, nagsisimula na yung involvement ng mga kababaihan natin to be in the coaching business, no? Sa NBA nga si Becky Haymon was candidate for the coaching job of Portland Trailblazers, no? Although unfortunately hindi siya yung nakuha eventually, no? But do you think eto na, nagsisimula na ba yung anong ganito, tradition na ganito?
I'm glad na nagsisimula na. It should have been there for a long time, but again, it's better late than never. It's starting globally. That's why siguro it has this influence in here sa atin locally, no. I'm glad to see people like Coach Jot Reyes being very inclusive and very open-minded. Kasi hindi ko alam pa. And again, sige, Sir Ruben, I'll try to ask him. I don't know what he really sees in me that he doesn't see in other coaches, no? But I hope in all the things na napuput ko in the table, there's really that space pa for all the women coaches thriving and wanted to be seen also in the spotlight. And hopefully mag-start tayo sa WNBL. Kasi, you know, it's a women's league that needs to be, I'm not parang no offense to the men coaches that are coaching the women's. It's just that when small girls sees us there representing all of them, they will stay involved in the sport.
It's more inclusive.
Yes, they will stay in the sport in a sense na ay, pwede pala na pagtanda ko, ganun din ako. Rather than just, they think of playing basketball as just a phase. Okay, after college, wala na to. Wala na yung basketball sa life ko. That's it, high school, college. So hopefully, with more representation up there, mas maraming kids yung maging involved into girls basketball. No?
Isa pa ang question bago ko ibigay kay Tito Ruben. Coach Mau, do you see a lady coach someday working in the sidelines sa PBA as a head coach na talaga? Ikaw na yon, who knows?
If Becky Hammond takes 7 years and still not enough, yes, why not? We're still working on ourselves. Hopefully, we get that experience. And again, paulit-ulit ako, but getting that experience from Coach Chot Reyes and learnings, I think that's the best start for anyone. Hopefully, I can stay longer now on where I am and keep on growing. And if that opportunity comes, baka di na kayo tito, baka lolo na kayo. But I will wait.
Iko?
Hindi sa akin ang galing yan, Sir Ben, tsaka Sir Derek. Coach mo, galing yun,
But I think, Sir Gerard, with your question, I think I need more, siguro, in all honesty, experience. I don't know, maybe collegiate, junior, senior, but the dream goal is always to coach the national team and hopefully women's national team, because ayun talaga, after that, sige, okay na.
Okay na
tayo.
Thank you. Tito Ruben, ikaw naman na.
Thank you, Daddy Jerry. Coach Mau, ba't pala coaching?
Lagan ba to?
Ba't pala coaching ang, kumbaga, naging direction ng iyong career? Kasi sabi mo nga, medyo aminin natin, hindi ganun ka dami rin na opportunities. But why coaching? Talaga bang ganun ka rin ka-passionate talaga sa basketball, kaya mo napili yung profession na yan?
Based from the articles from before, mga sinulat nila, college pa lang when I was parang I na-experience a lot of injuries. Di naman ako kagalingan, pero hindi ko alam bakit ako nagkaka-injury. Medyo matagal na panahon I sit on the sideline. I was looking at the game. Then I had this realization that katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, we all thinking of yung pag-graduation namin ng college, that's the end of the line for us. Kasi nga, there's nothing after that eh. But I want to stay involved in any way how. So I tried coaching. First stint was Coach E, the camp of Coach Eric Altamirano. They are very kind-hearted to welcome me there. That's my first stint. I worked in the PBA for a few months. So I really put myself in the forefront always of basketball, even if wala akong ka-assurance if saan ako dadali ng career na to. Just like you said, there are many times that talagang hindi talaga to para sa akin, ganun. Let's just give up, masyadong marami yung nakalinya before you doon sa mga trabaho na ginugusto kong pasukin. But then, on the side, di ko kaya eh. Konting tumawag lang sa akin na parent. Coach, train mo naman tong anak ko for like 1 month. Meron lang siyang sasalihang competition, ganyan. Or magta-try out siya sa ganitong school. Training mo naman siya one-on-one and all. I can't, parang kahit wala akong time, sige po, gawa natin na yan ng paraan. Gawa natin yan ng oras. And then that's where I realized then that parang hindi ko rin kaya yata talaga na walang basketball sa katawan ko.
Oo nga eh. In relation nga dun sa sinasabi mo, nabasa ko rin yung story ni Kate na parang may yung kwento na yung may isang team na wala atang coach, tapos para ikaw na lang ang nag-volunteer. Medyo kwento mo naman yung backstory doon. Doon sa mga hindi pa nakakabasa. Kwento mo lang konti kung ano nangyari doon.
Grabe, So, alam niyo na, lagi lang baon ko kumpiyansa, So I went there, merong semi-final game yung cousin ko sa PNP sa Krame. They're going up, and their coach, yung assistant coach sa UST. So alam mo magaling, di ba? Nagbabayad sila ng ganong kamahal na coach. Then the other team doesn't have a coach. But they have an ex-UAAP player nung college. So doon sila. And then, of course, nanalo yung well-coached team because at the end of the game, dahil dikdikan, hindi sila nakapag-execute. And then I told my cousin, I said, sinong in charge dun sa team na yon? Sabi niya, bakit? Imagine, general, sa mataas na yon na position sa police. Si General, siya yung in charge yan. Pwede kong kausapin. Sabi niya, ano ka ba? Sabi nung cousin ko. sabi ko, may game pa sila, di ba? Sabi niya, meron pa, mga 2 pa yata. Sabi niya, sige, kakausapin ko lang, tatry ko lang. Sabi niya, wag na. Tumalikod siya, celebrate siya doon, yung cousin ko. And then, habang nakatalikod siya, I went and talked to the guy. I said, General, I'm a coach, sabi ko, but starting pa lang. But I want to try and coach your team for your next game and see. Sabi ko, I don't want any payment or anything. Pakainin mo lang ako after. then I would gladly give your time. Then siguro na-stun siya, nagulat siya. And then he can't say, imagine a general na nagulat. No? Then he can't say anything. He just said, sige coach, may practice kami tomorrow, 8 a.m. Punta ka. Went there the next day. And the last 2 games, we won.
Yun ang tanong ko.
Ang bilis.
So after that, because they're a very talented team, that's why, di ba? Siyempre hindi ka naman papasok sa gera nang wala ka masyadong ball. So nung nakita mo sila naglalaro na medyo okay sila, may kulang lang na isang piece. That's why I came in. And then after that, I was awarded the coach of the PNP women's basketball team.
Galing.
So, yeah, that's fair.
Ganda ng story, no? Sige, Ninang Kate, ikaw na muna uli.
Thank you po, Tito. Coach, may another question from Facebook. Siguro last few questions na natin. From Julian Lapid, what can we expect from you as the latest addition to the TNT coaching staff? And see you soon at the games daw. And good luck, Coach.
Yes. Talaga, Julian Lapid, see you soon. Grabe. We can't wait. We are, sleeping na para gumising dun sa day na tatawagin kami and sasabihin na 3:30 o 5 p.m. yung game namin. But, what can you guys expect? Just wanna give a simple parang sa mga tao, coaching staff. You all have like a designated responsibility, no? Doesn't mean na coach ka na ikaw yung nagsisigaw doon or assistant coach ka na ikaw yung nagdo-draw up ng play. Hindi naman ganun. We have a certain responsibilities as assistant coaches of Coach Reyes. I'm one parang responsible for some of our videotapes. I'm one responsible of compiling yung mga kailangan namin i-view na films after practices and siguro games. I'm also in charge of some of the stats na hindi nabibigay ng yung mga regular statisticians lang natin on the games. We call that hustle stats. We see kung sino yung mga performing talaga beyond the points, the rebound and the assist. So those kind of things. Also responsible of other stuff, checking if they get their vitamins, those kind of things. Checking if their health is okay, mental health, more than the physical health during this pandemic. So hindi man siya ganun kalaki, bigger impact. As you can see, kung sa games, because siguro I'm always gonna be sitting down beside someone as a coach. But know that I'm working hard and talagang doing my best to represent everyone that's believing in me and the people that are really supporting me up to this moment.
Another
Inom ka pa kita.
sorry. bloopers. From Inawu ulit, Coach, from Facebook. Very well said, Coach. This is why representation matters. Breaking gender stereotypes and limitations to what a person can do. Ito pa, Coach. Last, may question ulit sa Facebook from Ed Llamas. Do you see in the future having a female head coach in the PBA considering PBA at its all-time low? Again, naulit lang yung question natin before.
Parang mas mabait pa si Sir Ruben dun sa tanong niya kanina. Ito si Sir Ed, talagang tinodo niya, no? Binigyan niya ng konting dun sa huli.
May description, Coach?
Oo. Besides the point of the PBA thriving, no? To go back to its glory. We can't naman parang see the fact that the other leagues are growing too, and that's good for the country. We have so many leagues. It means giving us more opportunities for our players to play, more avenue for them to play. Siguro hindi dapat tignan na parang hindi na okay yung PBA. What more if naglagay pa tayo ng female coach, no? Hindi naman siya parang hindi naman siya makakadami ng viewers or something like that. I don't think so. It's more of collective hard work from the PBA, from the teams, the coaches, the players. When we start and put in a good show, I hope Sir Ed Llamas will be there to watch us and see that yung bang heart and proud moment ng pagiging fan ulit ng PBA will be there. It's just that siguro ngayon there's a lot of things happening, it's been few years since parang nakalasap tayo ng parang talagang magagandang games and all of that, but with the return, I guess I can only speak for my team, with the return of Coach Chot Reyes, with the return of Kelly Williams, I mean those two people pa lang, the hatak ng fans nun, I guess we'll go back, and we all want that for the number one league in the country, no, to go back to its glory.
Thank you so much, Coach. Sir Ben, Sir Jerry, Tito Ben, Tito Jerry, correction. Baka may last few messages kay Coach Mau.
Ako, Kate, eto mga light questions lang. Coach Mau, alam natin si Coach Chot is very stylish yan, no? Pagdating sa sidelines, maporma, no? Ang gaganda ng mga sneakers. May napag-usapan na ba kayo ganun among sa coaching staff na kailangan ganito ang forma natin during the game, ha?
Okay pa naman. Very gender neutral pa naman yung mga uniforms na binibigay sa amin, no? But coach is very open, as I've said, no? Very open-minded, whatever. Basta pumunta ka doon, yung sinabi na kulay na dapat suot mo, go there. Well, kahit pink pa yung buhok mo, kahit yellow pa yung sapatos mo, it doesn't matter, just as long as yung kulay ng team is it represents you. And if you want to be represented that way, yeah, why not? But yeah, in the works, they're still deciding if ano yung magiging team uniform when it comes to games, no?
Coach, may we all know Coach Sandy Arispacochaga, si Alton Lister is with the Gilas Pilipinas team, no, na syempre deputy rin ng TNT ang mga yan, no? If ever na i-offer ka na or kuhanin ka to be part of the Gilas coaching staff, would you agree to it?
Grabe ka naman, Sir Jared. Saan ka nakatira? Papadalang kita ng Grab dyan. Hindi naman. Of course, no? Who would say no to work for the country? I mean, to serve the country. But again, it's a long shot. I think that's even me. I would honestly admit that I still need to eat a lot of rice. Talaga, marami pang bigas before I can stop that high level of coaching with those men. But yeah, I guess siguro tong experience ko with the TNT, times 2 or times 4 yung nakakain kong bigas agad. So, hindi na tayo pa konti level 1, level 2, hindi. Talagang times 2, times 4, times 6. It's up to you how you will digest all that learnings and use it in the future.
Coach Mau, may isa lang na rito sa FB natin si Merge. Siguro De Leon to, no? Nabanggit mo kasi na your parang video, ikaw yung nagko-coordinator ng videos ng TNT. Sabi niya, it's just like the previous job of Ryan Gregorio with Pure Foods and of course Coach Eric Espolstra of the Miami Heat na alam natin puro naging champion coaches, no?
Yeah.
Same path ba? Tingin mo ganun din ang tatahakin mo?
Talaga, Sir Jed, nakakarami ka na.
Kami pag may dumating dyan
Yeah, galing sa mga natin, mga viewers natin.
Good for 4 na yung papadala ko sa'yo. Hopefully, kasi kung ako ang tatanungin, siguro, di ba, when you practice, and then after that, you watch the games and the practice tapes over and over and over again. May iba kang learning eh. May napupulot ka small details doon sa mga tapes na napapanood mo. Ay, dapat pala ganito. Ay, yung screen pala dapat ganyan. Yung takbo pala dapat diagonal, hindi horizontal. Those kind of things. And it gives you more knowledge when you step on the court. And when you see them do those mistakes again, you can correct them. Kasi you have a proof showing them that you see on the tape, mas maganda pag ganito yung ginawa mo. I guess, kala ng iba, like, boring, grabe, parang hindi ka naman totoo nagko-coach kapag nanonood ka lang ng videos, no? It gives you so much knowledge. So, kapag nanonood tayo ng NBA, wag lang tayo nanonood na parang nang babash lang tayo, no? Ang bulok ni Paul George, ang gwapo ni Devin Booker, wag lang tayo. So mga siguro just advice natin also to the aspiring coaches. When we watch the game, we watch every bits of it. And if you could rewatch the game on a slow motion, much better. Because mas makikita natin the plays, the way they execute, and everything else. Feeds and bits, pieces of it.
Okay, Coach. Thank you, Coach Mau. Tito Ruben.
Thank you, Sir Jared.
Hindi, wala na questions. Actually, siguro 2 points lang. Coach Mau, we're hoping for the best sa
Thank you.
Yung stint niya sa TNT, more power, and yun, basta enjoy mo rin yung
Yes.
yung mo sa TNT, no. I'm sure marami kang matututunan. And last point na lang, sana pala ginandaan ko yung tanong ko para medyo may pag-grab din si Coach Mau sa akin. Pero joke, kidding aside, good luck, Coach, and yun, sana maging successful din yung first year mo dyan sa TNT. Si Daddy Jerry ata may question pa ata.
Yeah, may pahabol lang ako.
Thank you, Sir Ben. Thank you.
Coach, of course, alam natin you will be starting pa lang with talk and text. But are you open working with other PBA coaches in the future, like coaching, coach team?
Alam mo, Coach Mau, di pa
Nabawasan yung grab mo, Sir Jared. I believe a lot sa word na loyalty. Never bite the hand of the person who feeds you, because at the end ikaw lang yung mumultuhin na, no? So if Coach Jot puts me in here hanggang sa hindi niya na ako kailangan, then maybe that's the only time I would look for that other opportunity. But if my calling is, I don't know, maybe my contract is like even every 6 months lang or every 1 year lang, I'm fine with it. Because nothing will happen to me if hindi talaga ako nabigyan ng first opportunity na to. So I will stay true to that, and I hope other people too. Just keep on working hard, and that opportunity will really come. Talaga, wag lang mawala ng pag-asa, and stay true and loyal to the people that helps you.
Yan, tama. Gandang advice yan, Coach Mau. Kate, may mga ano pa yata tayo, no? May mga shout-out pa kay Coach Mau.
Ito lang, may comments lang sa Facebook ulit, Coach Mau. Glad to see daw na may coach na sa fave team niya sa PBA na babae from Deidara. Kung tama ba yung pagkakabasa ko. Ayun, Coach. Siguro, tapos na tayo. Ano pong message nyo, mensahe nyo sa mga fans nyo, sa mga sumusuporta sa inyo, kila Coach Chot na nagbigay ng opportunity, and sa aspiring women na gusto rin maging coach or women players na nagkaroon na ng opportunity closely, nabubuo na unti-unti yung WNBL ng lapat na. Ano yung message nyo for them? Last message, Coach.
Thank you. Spin, thank you again for the opportunity to be heard. I admire each and every one na bumubuo ng SPIN.PH. So, first, of course, I would like to thank the TNT management, from the bosses down to our utilities. Grabe. The respect, the trust they're giving to me. Every day, I step foot on that training court. Thank you very much. The players that are very respectable, on and off the court. Really, tumoble yung tingin ko sa kanila. More than the men they are. Grabe. To the TNT fans, I hope you stick by us. Konti na lang po. Talagang ngayon, today, lalo na today, masasabi ko na konting hintay na lang. And I hope our dear PBA would be 1 foot ahead to the gas para pare-pareho tayong mabigyan na ng konting entertainment in this challenging times. To the people that believed in me talaga from the beginning, those people that siguro at the back of their mind they saying crazy things, that I'm crazy, na ito yung pangarap ko, but still here, sticking through dito sa journey ko na to. Maraming salamat to my family, first and foremost to my parents, even not here, even abroad, they're very, very supportive. My brothers, my family in Laguna, my family here in Metro Manila, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. I couldn't do this without you, talaga. If I can only name all of you, I would. But I think I'm just given a few minutes to say thank you to everyone. And to the haters, keep on hating. We'll prove you wrong. But yeah, please, if you're watching us, loving or hating, just watch PBA. And we're gonna give you some good stuff when we start.
Thank you, Coach. And hopefully, soon naman, post-game interview naman ng makakaharap ka namin.
Nasa video room ako, busy ako.
Okay, thank you so much sa mga viewers natin na nagstay hanggang huli ng ating 2-hour episode. And follow us on social media, SPIN.PH everywhere. Alam nyo na yan. And shout out nga pala kay Sir Randolph Leongson na puyat from last night. Shout out sa kanya. Gusto niya yata makasali dito kaso puyat pa talaga, Coach Mau. So, let's save it for later. Yun lang. See you on Tuesday. To our viewers, thank you so much, and thank you, Coach Mau.
Thank you, Coach Mau.
Coach Mau.
Thank you, Sir Ruben, Sir Gerard, Kate. Thank you very much.
Good luck, Coach. Good luck.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game. For everything about life
Beyond the game.
Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life.
For everything about life. For everything about life beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
For everything about life.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game. Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game, visit spin.ph/life.
Spin.ph/life.